The overpayment. Down at the store, they overpaid me by 6 hours. They wrote that I'd worked 26 hours and I'd only worked 20 that week. So I went down there on my day off to see Tony and lose some money. Tony was sitting at his desk. "That's the nicest thing I've ever seen," Tony said. I thought he was going to cry. "You know, I never would have noticed this," he said. "Well, there it is," I said. "You're a good kid, Ray. Forget it." "My son, he's mixed up in drugs now," Tony said. "It's no use pretending about it. I don't even know where he is. You should see his mother, a wreck." I almost felt like I shouldn't have said anything. He looked so miserable. "But you're a good guy, Ray." "Never mind good," I said. "If I try to get away with it, next thing you know, I'll tell some girl I don't love that I love her. Then I'll get married and lose some real money. I'm just being practical." He laughed. "I wish my son was practical like you." "He might be," I said. "I know some guys who've disappeared like that. He'll be all right." "Do you know what I do at night?" he said. "I drive up and down Haight Street looking for him." I felt mad at the world when he said that, for making a guy like Tony's son think that disappearing was the practical thing to do. "He'll be back," I said. "I see what you mean about the money," Tony said, "and telling a girl you don't love that you love her. I hope you can tell some girl that you do love that you love her." "Thanks, Tony," I said. "I'll start with all the girls who want to meet a guy who works part-time and draws comics." "Don't worry," he said. "You'll find somebody." I just wanted to make him laugh. The truth was, there was a girl I was going to meet tonight. I didn't think I was going to love her. "I don't know about this one, Ray," he said. "Everything else I've known what to do. With this one, I just want to grab him and love him, but that's not enough. That's not going to do it." "Yeah," I said. What was going to do it? A different world? It might take less than that for Tony's son, but there were going to be other mothers and fathers driving up and down Haight Street looking for their kids. It was a fine line for everybody. That was why I was scared of a thing like not telling Tony about being overpaid in the first place. It was because back when I was close to disappearing, when my father had wanted to just grab me and love me, even though he knew that wasn't enough, I had decided to admit to myself how scared I was that what was inside every man was inside me, that I was always going to be a mystery to myself, and all I could do was little things to figure that out a little. I wasn't lying when I told him it was a matter of practicality. "I'm going to finish up here and head home," Tony said, "and then I'll head out there again tonight." "Listen," I said, "I'll go out there with you tonight." "You don't have to do that." "It'll be good to have two people. We can each look on one side of the street." My father had never had to drive around looking for me, but it was close. He'd always known where I was, but he'd been just about as worried about me as Tony was now. He'd come down from Seattle, and I'd hated to see him worried like that. But I'd had to be honest that I couldn't look in any direction and not see death, except when I sat down to draw at my desk. "All right," he'd said, "then sit down and draw for as long as you need to." It was the best thing anybody could say to me. Now I had to do everything I could to have something worth drawing when I sat there. "What time are you going?" I said. 8 o'clock. "Okay, come by my place on the way." "Okay, Ray." I went home to call the girl I was supposed to meet and tell her. I figured I'd tell her the truth. I'd see if she could meet me tomorrow night. If she asked me how come I didn't look for Tony's son with him tomorrow night, I'd tell her that I'd had to do what I could to make him feel like we would find him tonight. I figured she could see the practicality of that.